Hi guys, girls, whatever you identify yourself as these days. Welcome back to Gran Turismo's Touring Car Championship, and specifically Elite 2 race number 6, which was held at Monza. So Monza, of course, famous circuit based in Italy. The F1 cars race here a lot, so you should be familiar with the track, its layout, and the potential dangers of Monza as well. It's basically a handful of straights intersected by chicanes and treachery. So the fear is always the run down to turn 1, so hopefully these boys keep it clean down into turn 1. As you'll have seen in the intro, it's a reverse grid, so we've got the inverted commas fast guys at the back, but there's quite a few out of position drivers, notably Dixon and Shadowhunter pretty much occupying the front row. Adey G in the Subaru should get a good start as well, so let's get underway and see how it goes, and hopefully they keep it clean. Fingers are crossed. So half an hour ahead of us then, as we wait for the lights to go out. And we are green. Dixon seems to get a poor start, so does one of the Audis, I think it was behind him. Adey G gets away well, and he's going to lead the field down to turn 1. The cars traditionally will bunch up here. As you see Dixon just pull out the slipstream. Is he going to go for a move into turn 1? No, Adey G gets there first. Everyone seemingly making it through alive. Yeah, they're all good. Jay Wills though in the Mustang just gets a little bit squirrely. So he's got work to do now. Back to the front, Dixon putting moves on Adey G. See how this goes. Yeah, Dixon makes that happen. Shadowhunter is following behind him third. Chris Mack going agricultural, but just about keeps hold of it. Good move. Big Baz up to 7th now, so he's had a good start to the race. Thundercat 5th in the Subaru, so a pair of Subarus. Fubuki as well in 4th. He's got a good chance this race if he can just keep his head down. He'll be looking to get over the disappointment of Suzuka. The way these things do tend to work is if you have a bad race in your opener, the reverse grid is always a good opportunity for you. As you see the car stream down to Ascari for the first time. Big Baz goes very sideways into that. Chris Mack in the Ferrari will have the Tifosi cheering him on as we come down towards Parabolica for the first time, led by Dixon, followed by Adey G and Shadowhunter in close pursuit. The slipstream fest is on. Fubuki should just be getting the tail end of in fact, yeah, he will be getting some slipstream from Shadowhunter, so I expect to see these two Subarus close up to the pack ahead. Shadowhunter will inevitably be going for the move on Adey G down into turn 1. Pulls out when he gets as close as he can. Dixon strangely goes defensive. Not sure why he does that. That's just going to compromise his apex speed, but Shadowhunter does get that move made on Adey G. Fubuki and Thundercat keep it clean. All drivers behind with shell shock in the Audi that got a bit of a poor start. It's kind of to be expected. The Audi is probably the OP car for this track, given it's a power circuit. The Audi is the fastest straight line car in Group 4 spec. Audi Ferry in the NSX. Again, I'm confused as to why he didn't use the Audi here. I think I've been questioning that for the dawn of time, in all fair. fairness, the top 5 are really making a breakaway. Big Baz in the GTR will be looking to hone on to the back of them, but he has got Shell Shock to worry about, and Shell Shock's going to pose way more of a threat to him at this stage in the race than anything else, but he's got fresh tyres. Monza is quite low deg, so the drivers won't have to worry about tyre wear too much. In fact, the no stop is entirely possible at Monza if you take care of your tyres. And J Wills, after that turn 1 incident, also will say for a better word, he's all the way down in 12th now, but a long race ahead of him and he should be able to recover some positions. Dixon then breaking away from the top. Shadowhunter still needs to keep in that slipstream, but Dixon with clear air in front of him can just focus on his lines, don't have to worry about anyone else. Dejku. Hats off to Dejku. He's traditionally not had a good run in the GTTCC so far, but it's good to see him running in third at the minute and not really getting chased down. He's not getting absolutely battered by the guys around him. We just see little breakaways ensuing now during the race. So the Dom Dotter, Shell Shock and P1 Baz all in their own. Real 72 man's going for a move on the Ferrari. You can hear the Tifosi booing from here. See the scream of that Italian V8. Chris Mack might have got a bit late on the brakes, but no, he makes that corner. That's brilliant braking from Chris Mack, and the Ferrari and the Tifosi go crazy. Moving on up, no change in the top 5, line astern for these guys. Shell Shock, I would be expecting him to be putting way more pressure on the GTR at this stage in the race. He is purple, so he is fastest in sector 1 out of anyone at any point in the race so far, Shell Shock. But he did get a great exit out of the first chicane, so hopefully he can make something happen. But the Dom Dotter, of course, had a brilliant race in Suzuka last time. He's up to 8th and looking to make a move. No changes really to report so far, so we'll just keep an eye on Shell Shock to see if he does manage to real Big Baz in, or if the Dom Dotter's going to prove too much of an issue. The Subaru's probably a very underrated car. It's quite a popular car. It's good cornering ability. It's quite good in a straight line as well. So the Audi won't absolutely tank it in a straight line. It did look like Shell Shock just went a little bit deep into the parabolica, but I would thoroughly expect him to start reeling Big Baz in. Let's just go on board with Big Baz now. There you go, cigarette advertising still very illegal in the Mature Racing Club. As we just see the Audi as we approach the braking zone. The Audi of Shell Shock does just make that move happen. Big Baz gave him plenty of room, very respectful, but he's now got a Subaru all up in his grill. So Big Baz down to 7th then. It might work out quite well for the 2 guys behind, because the Audi technically is faster. If the Audi's sort of allowed to drive, so to speak, and not have to defend too much, then these guys can just use its slipstream to bring themselves up to the top 5, really. Because the top 5, as we discussed before, are pulling away. So the 2 Subarus, 3 Subarus, sorry, because I keep forgetting Dejku's in a Subaru as well. I'm always expecting him to be in his BMW. They're all getting slipstream off each other, and the man that's punching the biggest hole in the air for everyone is Dixon. But all these guys keeping it nice and clean, line astern, just giving each other some slip. You can see the lap times on the right hand side, very generous for all of them. Thundercat looks as close to Fabuki as ever. Does he go for the move into the parabolic? It's probably not always wise to do so, so I don't expect it. No, he keeps it tucked in. Sensible driving. Shell Shock, meanwhile, is coming under pressure from the GTR. So Shell Shock again he's getting pressurised from the guys behind. So the GTR's probably benefiting from some slipstream, don't get me wrong. The Don Dotter, of all people, is probably in prime position to make something up. Let's again keep an eye on this. Down into T1, Shellshock has to go defensive. Big Baz, if he wants this, gonna have to go the long way round. Big Baz, lovely move. I just want to have a look at that again. That's so beautiful. I mean, don't get me wrong, he will have had a little bit of overspeed. No doubt he did it on the brakes. Yeah, late on the brakes there. Probably went a little bit deep in the corner, but he met the apex. That was a lovely move by Big Baz. Credit to him. He's up to 6 again. But, has to be said, this fighting isn't doing them any good in their ultimate goal of reaching the podium. They're just scrapping away. And I do end up saying it a lot, but I say it a lot because I mean it. You don't always need to fight this early on in a race. You can do your fighting later. J Wills up to 11th, contesting 10th place, gets late on the brakes against the Ferrari of Chris Mack. You can hear the Tifosi screaming, oh, but the cheers go out as he goes down the inside, but he doesn't quite make it happen. J Wills does stick it for 10th, the American Mustang. Chris Mack down to 11th then, and he has got Scooby and Audi Ferry chasing him down. Obviously the Audi Ferry had a very good race out last time, and Suzuka, but now he's seemingly struggling in the NSX a little bit. So I'm checking with Dixon at the top. We're 5 laps in now, and it has to be said they're all still pretty close together, so it's been a good race so far. It's been entertaining, there's been stories developing. Shadowhunter and Dixon are starting to break away from Dejku, Fubuki and Thundercat behind. Dejku and Fubuki just running Parabolica a little bit wide, but it didn't seem to affect them too much. Let's see if Fubuki now realises that Dejku, without as much of a slipstream, is a bit more of a sitting duck than he was before. Fubuki does pop out to the inside. Both seem to break it pretty much at the same time, but Fubuki's going to be the apex first and get that move done. Good move by Fubuki to get him into 3rd. Further down you can see the Don Dotter and Shellshock having a little bit of a fight, and everyone else sort of behaving themselves as we are. So is Thundercat going to try and pull the trigger and get past Dejku as well? Or is Dejku going to have another go back at Fubuki? As you see the two guys scrapping away for first, Dixon and Shadowhunter. These guys have got history. If there's a rivalry in Elite 2, it's these guys. There's no love lost between them at all, and if they keep on scrapping, it's just going to bring Fubuki, Dejku and Thundercat up towards them. The pit window's a few laps away, so if you're looking to pit, the ideal time to do it is probably in about another 2 laps time. You don't have to pit. You can make... Oh, as we see Shadowhunter go wide there. He's just going to squeeze Dixon over to the track, but Dixon's got enough overspeed from getting a really good exit out of Ascari to keep that place, and he immediately then goes defensive. Shadowhunter goes deep into the Parabolica, and but will crucially get the slipstream from the Mustang going up the start phase straight. Fubuki then starting to break away. Thundercat has got past Dejku. These guys, these top 5, have got a good old gap down to 6th place, which is currently occupied by Big Baz. Big Baz done a great job. He's got past Shellshock, as we saw a lap or 2 ago, and is now starting to build a lead. So Shellshock now becoming vulnerable to the cars behind, despite being you know, an open car in a straight line. Because he's giving the slipstream to the guys behind, they are able to keep in his back pocket. Starting to form a little bit of change, right? Jay Wills is now appearing on the scene as well. We know how quick Jay Wills is, current championship leader, of course, Jay. So he'll be needing to maximise his points from this race. Let's jump back up to the front. Let's see if these guys are scrapping. They're not. Shadowhunter currently the owner of the fastest lap, but his lap times are starting to fall off now. He's dipping into the 57s. Whereas the guys behind him in the 56s. So has to be said, Thundercat and Fubuki, I've got a feeling, well I was going to say that until Fubuki went defensive, but I kind of had a feeling that Fubuki and Thundercat were just playing it sensible and working together. You know what, I think they are. I think these boys have gone, you know what, we've got a chance at podiums here. In fact, to be fair, they've got a chance of winning the damn thing. If these two guys up at the top don't stop knocking each other's teeth out, they'll soon fall victim to the guys behind. Let's see if anyone does dip into the pits for a pit stop. Tyre wear now will start having an impact. You'll have to start accounting for that in your braking. None of these guys have pulled a trigger. So Don Dotter might be, no, he's just out of the slipstream to the Audi. Got to be said in my race at Monza, because obviously I race in the same championship as well. I no stop this race. Oh, we missed something here. Yeah, I went no stop here. Can't regret it, to be fair, but hey ho. So Dixon, then just on the entries, on the exit at T2, I don't know if he gets a little bit of a tap from Shadowhunter, which will happen there, because Carl Constantino up. But the back end just got a little bit loose. Managed to keep hold of it though, so good driving there from Dixon. But now you see these 5 cars all together. Fubuki, that lot, 157.0. 2 tenths quicker than the cars ahead of him, so Fubuki now is the man in the ascendancy. Shadowhunter goes for the move down the inside. Sort of has to cut the chicane a little bit in order to keep the place. Dixon gives him a little bit of a tap, which may have caused him. Dixon then dives to the inside. The Hungarian taking no prisoners this time round, but Shadowhunter just about defends it. He's getting super heated at the top. Jumped on board with the wrong car, then let's just go back and have a look at what happened there. Dixon weaving around. This is 10 seconds or so ago. So Dixon weaving all around the track, just in an effort to put off his opponent. I guess a much better exit. Just gives Shadowhunter a bit of a tap. Fubuki very alert and gets out of the way, but that's going to put Dixon all the way down to 4th place. Maybe 5th if Dejku can make this happen. Let's just go on board with Fubuki. Dejku down the inside. Oh, Dixon just outbroke him there. So Dejku did go for the move. He's just gone board. With Dejku, I believe that's a Slovenian flag. I await to be corrected. But Dejku's having a brilliant race so far. He'll be chuffed with this. Dixon number 1 to get back up. Will anyone choose this lap to trigger an undercut? All drivers potentially wary that other drivers may not pit. Thundercat just about holding on in 3rd. Can't tear my eyes off this fight. I've got to be honest with you. Any one of these 5 can win this race. At the minute, the leader's Shadowhunter, but we're only just past the halfway mark. Fubuki dips out to the inside. He's going to make the apex for Shadowhunter, but plenty of space given between the 2 Brits there. Dixon makes it past Shadowhunter with a bit of overspeed. Fubuki then on the inside of Shadowhunter gets that move made on exit. The Subaru just got better traction out the 2nd corner there. Dixon and Shadowhunter part 749. They're kicking off again. What's happened here? Fubuki's gone all the way down. Is this a Del Roger chicane? Fubuki, yeah, he just found himself a bit of a victim of circumstance there, I'm afraid, Fubuki. But some good driving has left him in the fight still, so he's still in with a chance of this. Shadowhunter regains the lead, sorry, is the right word to use. Sorry, it's been a long day. Will Dixon then go for the attack going up to turn 1. We'll have a flick through the field in just a moment's time, but as you can tell, this is where the action is so far. I'm trying to keep an eye on the track map in the top right just to see if anything's kicking off, and it doesn't appear to be. Oh, Dixon appeared to get the braking mark there and just kind of had to get out of it. Fabuki's on the inside, Dixon has to give him the space. It's all getting a little bit frisky. Thundercat then gets the overspeed, but importantly Dixon's got some slipstream, so he's going to be able to outbrake Dixon again. Looks to the inside, a little bit of a tap on Fabuki. What happened there? So we'll just go on board with the Hungarian as he gets swamped by Subarus. Just gives Fabuki a little bit of a nudge. I don't think, it was obviously not intentional, just outbraked himself a little bit, but if anything it gave Fabuki a little bit of a boost. Thundercat's the one that for his sins there got a little bit of a nudge, and Shadowhunter and Dixon peel off into the pits. So the top 3 as it is now is Fabuki, Thundercat and Adey. Big Baz has really reeled these guys in because of all that fighting. Big Baz has been chomping in the 156s. Some great laps from Big Baz there. While all the guys ahead have been in the 157s, 58s because of the fighting, and yeah, that's them done really. J Will's in the gas monkey Mustang. Him and Don Dot are still fighting away. Shell Shock in the Audi, 7th for him. Shadowhunter and Dixon have come out in 8th and 9th respectively. They importantly are on fresh rubber. They need to clear this traffic ASAP Rocky. All that work they've done in the first stage of the race is going to be in vain. Chris Mack, 10th for Chris Mack. The Tifosi's favourite. Currently lapping in the 57, so he's been nice and consistent, Chris Mack, in fairness. His lap times are thereabouts the same every lap. Audi Ferry, I'm guessing the 2 guys here have pitted. Scooby, yeah, look at the lap times. Scooby and Rear Wheel have both pitted. So we'll see if any of these guys try and no stop. If Fabuki and Thundercat and Adey decide to pit now, any of these top 4 pit now, they're going to come out in all that traffic behind them. They're going to come out in this lot. As we just saw Shell Shot there defending to Shadowhunter and Dixon. This is for position, so Shell Shot's got every single right to defend his position. As we just come down towards Parabolica, Shadowhunter got a better line into that, has to be said. Right then, none of the top guys pit. So we're now 20 minutes into the race. We're getting to the point where there's no point pitting. We might as well stay out. Probably about 5 or 6 laps remaining. We've already done it. We're on to the 11th now. Just see getting all sorts of tricky. Shadowhunter just makes the apex before Shell Shock. Shadowhunter will be hoping that Shell Shock can put a fight up against Dixon, but Dixon again got a great exit out of turn 2. He's just able to drive up the inside of the Audi TT. Dixon again dip into the inside, just trying to get a wheel in front next to Shadowhunter, who manages to do that successfully. He's going to be able to outbrake the Brit. Oh, it gets all sorts of scrappy back here again. We're going to just have to go on board and see what happens here. I've got to be honest, I think Dixon was going a bit quick. He got out of the throttle as well, so that tells me that there's guilt. But Shadowhunter then has come out, he's in 10th. So he's really lost out because of that. I'm not going to sit here and break down the incident. That is for a stewards panel to do if they deem it necessary. Meanwhile, P1 Sebastian is currently occupied, not vacated, occupied by Fubuki, who's had an absolutely storming race so far. Him and Thundercat have maybe unofficially teamed up, just sort of had a gentleman's agreement between them to not kick each other's teeth in, and look where it's got them. Big Baz, also one of the movers of the race for me. He's had a sublime race, Big Baz. Strategically perfect in my opinion, in that he just kept his nose clean. So he's up to third now. Dejku, great race from Dejku as well. He's traditionally, and I'm sure he won't mind me saying this, but he's traditionally not got great results in this tournament so far, and he's doing really well in this one. His driving's been spot on as well. J Will's up to 5th now, by virtue of some pit stops that he's not done, which he doesn't have to. You don't have to pit stop, but up to 5th, and you'll remember he was in the kitty litter turn 1. Shadowhunter up to 9th. He's got a lot of work to do now, Shadowhunter, if he wants to redeem this one. We did just see Scooby outbrake himself into T1. That's going to promote Rear Wheel 72 man up to 12th. I've just realised I've not cut away from this yet at all, and we're 22 minutes in. Normally I cut away during the race because things stop happening. That hasn't happened. There's pretty much always been something going on in this, which is great for me to report back. So the Don Dotto and J Will's having a little battle as well, but again I've got a comment that they're keeping it really clean. They're bumper to bumper most of the lap, and no contact at all between any of them. So hats off to the racers that were able to do that, because we have had spots of contact throughout this race, as you will imagine. You know, you get this amount of drivers on a track, especially a track like Monza, where where you're on the full throttle for like 60% of the lap. You're gonna have incidents, but it's all about mitigating those. As a driver, just making sure that you are keeping your nose clean as much as possible. GTR seemed a very popular car, but it's their Japanese cousin, the Subaru, that is reigning supreme at Monza. Big Baz up to 2nd then. Now, as I say that, he's got past Thundercat. Thundercat thought about moving down the inside, but backed out of it. Big Baz was a lot neater on the brakes than Thundercat, unfortunately, at that time. But Thundercat is still 3rd place for him. He's still starting to gap Dejku a little bit. Dejku is getting slowly reeled in by the cars behind that are running roughly about 8-9 tenths quicker a lap. So they will have him back in their sights very soon. So we might see some action with that. Dixon 7th. I'm sure he was running a little. Alright. Now Shadowhunter's got himself up to 8th. We've had Shell Shock, he's pitted, that's what it was. So Shell Shock's been in for some fresh rubber. And a lot of work to do now if he wants to rescue some points from this race, as the Ferrari of Chris Mack spits fire all over the precious tarmac of Monza. The Shadowhunter though will... Let's have a look what his times are now. I'd say Dixon is lapping. Dixon's just put his fastest lap of the race in, a 1:55.7. So he's in form now. J Wills and the Don Dotto still together. Might as well just one take this right to the end now. We've only got 5 minutes left to go. There's no point cutting away at this point. So the top 3 pretty evenly spaced out. And Dejku probably just out of the slipstream behind. He will now start getting caught by the guys behind. So Dejku's last up to 57.9, 57.1. So yeah, they're about 8 tenths a lap faster. Let's see if the Don Dotto goes for a move down to turn 1. No, he thinks better of it. So again, you see a lot of this where they're just they're looking at the moves, but they're not ultimately going forward. And for the first time this race, I can report there's no on-track action. There's no fighting. No one's kicking each other's heads in. The closest we've got is J Wills and the Dondotta. At least we was glued together most of the race. So very equal abilities in very different cars. One a great honking piece of metal from America, and the other a finely tuned precision car from Japan. Currently, the American brute is winning over his Japanese cousin. Can he keep it that way for the rest of the race? I want to say J Wills and the Dondotta haven't pitted. Looking at them now, they haven't pitted, so they will be on ever decreasing tyres. That's going to give Dixon a chance. It's quite a way back, it has to be said, but Dixon's going to be on fresh rubber now. He's purple for second sector as well. So Dixon, currently is lapping faster than the guys ahead of him, so there's a chance Dixon can reel those guys in. Meanwhile, as predicted, DedgeQ's now coming under assault from the cars behind. Will he put up much of a fight? He goes quite deep at Parabolica. Unfortunately, I think J Wills is just going to be able to drive around him. Can the Dondotta join him? The Dondotta's going to get some slipstream. DedgeQ's probably going to be able to fight this one. Dondotta just a lot neater on the brakes. Gets that 5th place off DedgeQ. DedgeQ now at risk of losing out to Dixon. Dixon's just set a 55.2, the fastest lap of the race. Shadowhunter's falling back from that pack. Chris Mack going off the road. In danger of being overtaken by Shellshock actually now. Shellshock could grab that 9th, he does. Shellshock with a 55.9 on the board, so a good lap from Shellshock last time round. So now he's on fresh tyres. He can start chunking it in, but he's got a big gap to Shadowhunter. And this is potentially the last lap for a lot of these guys. Top 3 relatively unchanged. I would go on a limb and say Big Baz has reeled in Fubuki. Did you see a position change a bit further down? I want to say it was DedgeQ. It wasn't. Not too sure what it was. In fact, it was Dixon. What happened? Dixon just overcooked it in the first Lesmo. That's all it was. Second Lesmo, sorry. So Dixon's got all that work to do again. He's going to have the time to do it. We've got about a minute and 15 seconds left of this one. They'll make it around to the start-finish straight in that time. So we're going to get another lap out of these guys. Oh, Big Baz and Fubuki side by side coming out to the final lap. Two Japanese 4x4s face off against one another. Fubuki has got the inside line. Big Baz can try and cut him off at the apex. He manages to do that, but as a result goes quite deep. She said. Fubuki though, he's going to have the slipstream from the GTR going up the start finish straight. Slipstream isn't something he's had too much experience with in this race. And not recently anyway, so hopefully he can recall his braking. Does Baz defend this one? He doesn't go defensive, obviously feels confident that he can outbrake the Subaru. Does outbrake it, gets on the curbing nice and neat. Potential very interesting last lap from these two, so we'll keep an eye on it. We'll certainly cover any action that goes off nose to tail then as we go round towards the second chicane. Nothing doing. So they're all on last lap then. This is it, the timer has elapsed. 16th and final lap. Big Baz and Fubuki still fighting it out for the win. Both of these guys will be on very old, very dilapidated tyres. Thundercat, don't forget, great performance from Thundercat to seal 3rd off. Currently it's Big Baz in the lead as we come down towards Mascari. It's brave overtaking move if you go for moving into a sky, so I can't see Fubuki doing that. He doesn't. He's probably going to go for it coming down into the Parabolica. Oh, right, might not even have to. Big Baz has just got it wrong on the exit for Sky. Let's just go on board with Big Baz and see what happened there. So you can see the Subaru looming in the background. This is probably a tyre wear thing. So for me, he just turns in a bit too late into the second part of the chicane and just overcuts it, and he'll be kicking himself for that. So it was a great move to get him up to there in the first place. Don Dot going wide, so J Wills pretty much won that battle. As you see Shadowhunter, he's probably done the same thing. Yeah, so everyone going for a ride in the kitty litter. But let's just give the credit to the drivers as they come across the line then. Fubuki, a brilliant win, a well-crafted race. He should be very proud of himself after this one. He brings home the win. Big Baz, great race from Big Baz as well. Thundercat, everyone slamming the handbrake. J Will's 4th. Don Dada brings it home in 5th. Dejku 6th, great race for Dejku. We'll be chuffed with that. Dixon 7th. Shadowhunter 8th. Those two need to go and have a chat with each other. Shell Shock 9th. Chris Mack to the Tifosi's pleasure 10th. Audi Ferry 11th. Reroll 72 man's going to bring this one home in 12th. Followed very closely by Scooby in 13th. So then that concludes round 3 from Monza. I think you'll agree, a brilliant race from all the guys. So flashing up on your screen now is the current championship standing. So J Wills retains his lead at the top, but it's just 1 point between him and the Don Dada. Now the Don Dada's had a great round. He's picked up a lot of points this time round, so a win. Obviously Suzuka has done him well. Fubuki, 3rd place for Fubuki, 85 points for him. Obviously a decent round for Fubuki. I'll be very happy with his second race at least. Big Baz occupies 4th place, which is of course the final promotional place, if you will. 5th is occupied by Shell Shock. Chris Mack 6th. Scooby in 7th. Dixon occupies 8th at the minute. Thundercat 9th. Shadowhunter 10th. Reroll 72 man in 11th, and Audi Ferry in 12th. In the current relegation positions, we've got Dejku, Tosh and Jay Johnson. Jay Johnson hasn't actually raced yet, and we haven't seen Tosh for 2 weeks, so not too sure what's going on with that one. But yeah, as you can see from the points as well, there's obviously Dixon and Thundercat on tied points, so very close between them. There's 2 drivers on 43 points as well, so very close between them. And then we've got Chris Mack and Scooby very close points wide as well, just a point between them, so anything to play for. We've got a total of 7 rounds, which is 14 races. So next round will mark the halfway point in the championship. We've got a Lago Maggiore and Alsace next week. I've probably pronounced that wrong. And then we'll obviously have a really good picture of where we are as a halfway point in the championship comes down upon us. Right, that's it from me. Thank you very much for tuning into this one. It's been a pleasure, and I hope to see you in the next videos next week. Thank you. Bye bye.